So one of the things I wanted to do was improve how the furler works. It did work, but it was a bit slack and sloppy and difficult to use. So to take up some of the slack, I've directly bolted the furler onto the wire in the sail. I've also added this little eye and put a piece of line from here just to hold the guide in the right place to stop it spinning right the way around. And lastly, I've changed where the cleat is for the control line. It used to be up here, which is a real difficult place to operate. When you're sitting in the cockpit at the back, you've got to reach over, and it was difficult to get it to lock because you had to push it down behind this knee. So I've actually drilled through the two knees and I put the lock here. First thing I need to sort out is oars. I don't use them that often, but when I do, I need them accessible. So I'm going to put one either side. I'll put a loop here, and a hook here. So it goes under the thwart, hooked up here, and then hooked there as well. So more little jobs. Another mooring cleat here, and one over the other side because you can't have too many. I've added a proper substantial cleat for the anchor warp right there. I put a continuous loop light halyard to the top of the mast, and that's cleated off by the shrouds. Could be useful for an anchor light or something. I like to put all the bedding, clothes, bedding roll and everything under the foredeck where it keeps it a little bit drier. But of course, as soon as I hit a wave, everything just tumbles out. So I've got this cargo net thing that I think came off a car, like a boot tidy thing, and I've cut the bottom off and glued it onto this bit of wood in the hope that this will make a nice cargo net to go on here. Put a big bead of sealant along the back. Now I've just got to try and get it on there without it going absolutely everywhere. Well, there it is. It's a little bit baggy around the edges, but then this is a boat and not a car, so there's always going to be a bit of a compromise, I think. Should keep most things from sliding out anyway. And the good thing about this is it's double layered, so you can actually just put something in Sort of like the front pocket if you want to stuff a coat or a jumper in there. Yep. Hopefully that will work right. Where the outboard clamps on, it does damage the wood quite badly there. So I bought my €1 chopping board from the Chinese shop. I'm going to make a little plate to go on there, just save damaging the wood. One project that I do need to do is to make a folding boarding ladder or swim ladder that goes on the back. There was a time a few years ago when I would have been able to pull myself over the gun on into the boat, but I think those days are well and truly over. I have no way of getting back on the boat really, should I fall out or if it capsizes. And also, now I'm in the Mediterranean, I think it's quite important to be able to go for a swim. Well, this is sort of what I come up with. It needs fettling, refining, but that's it. I think that would give me just enough to boost myself up into the boat. But it folds up out the way, doesn't foul the rudder. Something like that. So what I've done is I've routed out this part on the base so I can put a metal bracket on, and I'm going to use this hole here to mount it onto the transom. So I'm going to drill these out for some 10mm bolts, and then that should really keep this whole mounting nice and secure, rather than just relying on the epoxy joint in the plywood. So here is the finished article prior to varnishing. Must say it's not my finest piece of handiwork. I changed my mind quite a few times during the build process, so it didn't really fit together too well, and I just stuck it together with quite large fillets of epoxy, which aren't particularly neat. However, it is really solid. One more addition to the step now incorporates a mounting for the rear flag staff, and I've ordered a red ensign to go on there, so I think that would look pretty smart if I'm anchored up.